10-mile stretch of road separates this high school rivalry, and one side is looking for some revenge after taking a beatdown earlier this season. Charleston boys basketball travels down Route 16 tonight to square off with its rival, the Mattoon Green Wave. The two teams met in December in Charleston, and the Trojans' home field advantage was not a factor as they lost by 38 points. The communities are into the rivalry just as much as the players, and it's expected to be a full house in Mattoon. Mattoon resident Blaine Hedigman says tonight's game isn't only important to the teams, but to each community as well.
Yeah, it's still definitely a huge deal. I mean, it may not be as big of a deal as football, but still, it's what we have. I mean, there's a rivalry between Mattoon and Charleston that's pretty much unparalleled, so it's pretty big.
Tonight's game is set to tip off at 7:30, just after the junior varsity game at 6:15. Charleston will then play Rochester next Monday at the Taylorville Regional. Mattoon's regional matchup is still undecided, and it won't be until next week's games are final. Speaking of the IHSA playoffs, many teams are well into their postseason run, including those in the Class 1A and 2A. In 1A action, Arthur Lovington and Arcola face off in Arthur's regional final, and Diederich takes on Neoga for the Toledo regional crown. Over in 2A, Paris hosts Sullivan for a spot in the next round, and KZ Westfield has a date with Teutopolis. All the games start at 7, and a win for any of these teams earns them a trip to sectionals. The Eastern Illinois women's basketball team is one win away from an Ohio Valley Conference tournament berth. It just didn't come on Tuesday. UT Martin was in town for EIU senior night, and the Panthers kept the conference-leading Skyhawks at bay in the first half. But a 20-4 run to start the second half put the game away for UT Martin, eventually cruising to a 93-67 victory. Final score overshadowed a breakout performance from senior forward Morgan Palambizio, but Eastern head coach Debbie Black is already moving on from Thursday's game.
I hope I've taught my players, you can't do anything about what just happened. You can only control the next thing. And honestly, the next thing is I want to be 8-8. I want to get in that tournament, and we got to beat SIUE.
And then after that,
like Coach Black said, the Eastern women finish their regular season tomorrow night against Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville. That game starts at 1, and you can listen to all the action on Hitmix 88.9 WEIU. That game against SIUE, along with the men's game right after it, will decide Eastern's fate in the OVC tournament. Let's take a look at what a win or loss would mean for both teams. We'll start with the EIU women, who hold a better spot than the men heading into tomorrow, sitting at 7th place overall out of the 8 teams that make the OVC tournament. Simply put, a win guarantees the Panthers at least a 7th spot in the tourney, but a loss means Eastern will need some help to move on. On the men's side, it's a similar scenario, win and they're in, but if they lose, the Panthers will need a loss by Austin Peay to make the tournament. The University of Illinois basketball team is well on their way to a berth in their conference tournament, but with a record of 16-12, the Illini could be on the outside looking in when it comes to the NCAA tournament. With their last 3 games coming against Big Ten teams ranked in the top 20, Illinois can make or break their hopes for the big dance in a span of 8 days. Michigan State is up next. Tomorrow at 3 from East Lansing, then Michigan and Iowa are the only 2 resume builders left for the Illini on their way to March Madness. And finally on this Friday, Eastern Illinois football released their schedule for the 2014 season. The Panthers play 2 FBS football teams for the 2nd consecutive year, facing Minnesota in Week 1 and Ohio in their 5th game of the season. And up the road in Champaign, the University of Illinois football team will be without defensive lineman Houston Bates, who will forego his final season at Illinois and transfer closer to home. Savannah, Braden, back to you.
Thanks, Nick. The entire WEIU viewing area is under a winter storm watch. More snow is predicted for the weekend, and we'll check in with local forecaster Jessica Dixon next.
And the winner is, well, good luck winning your office Oscars pool. It's the closest race in years. Details coming up in tonight's Parting Story. Stay with us. Be sure to log on to our website at weiu.net.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
And if news is happening in your community, let us know by dropping us an email at news@weiu.net.
Have a great weekend and join us again on Monday for your only local newscast on PBS.